Hi, friends. In order to stay as up to date as I possibly can on all of the various new manga coming out every day, I have gotten into the habit of on both Comic Days and Pixiv, I will download just about every free manga that they have and I will sample them all. And I will read so many. And the ones that I like, I end up talking about on my blog as a little introduction to them. And so I wanted to also talk about them on my YouTube. So here are some of the manga that I've sampled just last week that I, in fact, quite enjoyed, and I would either pick up the physical or the digital. Either way, I recommend them. And this first one is called Shion-kun no Oose no Mama. This one is a pretty new one. There is currently only one volume out in Japanese and no English, as far as I can tell. This is a shoujo Yankee romance where we follow our female lead who, growing up in a mother only household, they lived in a pretty bad neighborhood. So they had not really many choices but to be very, very tough. So both daughter and mother became incredible fighters. They were notorious in their neighborhood until one day the mother got injured pretty badly in a fight. The mother is hospitalized and will stay hospitalized until the daughter can come up with enough money to pay for her surgery, which is asking a lot of a teenager. But the daughter is very, very thick skinned. She has a lot of resolve. So she promises her mother she will clean her act up, get into a get into a prestigious school, and find a rich husband. And so she does. She studies so hard, gets into a good school, and makes some connections with some pretty powerful people. One such people is the grandfather to an heir, so incredibly wealthy. And he asks her, "Hey, do you want to marry or become the fiance to my grandson?" She says yes, they get engaged. And the very next day, he goes missing. The grandfather tells her, "Hey, by the way, if my grandson doesn't turn up soon, let's just forget about the whole engagement thing." She can't have that. She needs the money. So she goes out finding him. The day before, this boy was like the picture of like rich heir. He's the lead of the student council, so kind, so proper. Everybody loves him. Now that he's gone missing and she finds him right away, he's in full Yankee mode. And it's comical to the degree of he's technically cosplaying after his favorite Yankee manga character. And he talks about how he's always dreamed of being able to be a Yankee, where he wants to do what he wants to do. He doesn't like always being told what to do. So he kind of asks a lot of the female lead, and he tells her, like, hey, if you go along with me and do everything that I want to do while I can, I will come back home and we can get engaged and we'll be married and whatever. And so she doesn't really have a choice but to agree. So though she's just got out of her Yankee life, she is pulled back in by this boy and his demands. And it's a really cute story of like someone who's trying to get out of the Yankee life and somebody who's trying to get into the Yankee life. It's just really, really sweet. I really, really liked it and I would recommend it to anybody. I really want to get my hands on the physical volume one, so I haven't read on all that much yet. Next one has kind of a long name, and it's called Nokemono Koigatari, Mareketsu no Musume to Ayakashi Kitsune. This one is a historical, I think it's josei actually. Which one is this? It's a shoujosei, I'll say. There is currently only one volume out. It is a brand new one, and it's very, very interesting. So we follow the female lead, who she is foreign born, but her parents placed her with her aunt in Japan. And she sticks out like a sore thumb. She very much looks foreign, and she's kind of hated by basically everybody in her village because she looks foreign. So, like, Japanese people naturally have very dark hair. She has like honey colored hair. And people will throw like tar at her because they say her hair should be dark. Like, what are you doing sticking out like a sore thumb with your light hair? Like, that's ugly. So, everybody's really mean to her for no good reason. She's an outcast. It's very, very sad. And in this town, there are legends of the Ayakashi, or like these demons. And it turns out that they're real. There are indeed Ayakashi, and they range quite a bit from like cute little something you would think of as a pet to like goblin demon you don't want to go near. So it ranges. And because they're real, naturally, the government has implicated these, I'll say, armies of specialized soldiers that are designed to take out these Ayakashi. One such soldier ends up also being an outcast, just like our female lead, because he is half Ayakashi, half human. And just like how our female lead is outcast because she's seen as an outsider from the Japanese people in her community, the male lead is also seen as an outcast because he's not fully human, he's not fully Ayakashi, like he doesn't really fit in anywhere. And our female lead has this, I think it's her blood, but every single Ayakashi and half Ayakashi, we learn, is really, really drawn to her scent. They all think she smells really, really good. So she gets attacked, like she sticks out no matter what, both to humans and the Ayakashi, just for two different reasons. So our male lead ends up having to save her so many times until he realizes she smells good, and he turns into an Ayakashi, like a big fox demon monster thing. It's kind of scary, and she's able to calm him down, and she promises that, like, I'm an outcast, you're an outcast. Why don't we be each other's like home? Like we can accept each other. And it works, and he calms down and turns back to human. And that's where my sample ended, and I don't know where it goes from there, but I'm so intrigued. I really, really, really want to find out what happens. Both characters seem so interesting. Our female lead, while she's very kind, she's not exactly like meek or like weak, I'll say. Like she does stick up for herself, and she's very strong-willed. And our male lead, well, he does seem to be a little bit like aloof, not caring about other people. He really does. He's just been hurt. Okay, she can fix him. It's okay. This next one is very different in tone, and it is called もう興味がないと離婚された令嬢の意外と楽しい新生活. Or like the English would be something like, mm, because he didn't have any interest in her anymore, he divorced her, and now her life is surprisingly fun. Something like that. Loose translation, okay? That's what the story, the title tells the story, though. So this is a series. I think this one also just has one volume. Oh no, there's 4 volumes, and I haven't been able to find any English for this. So I don't think there's English yet, but there are 4 volumes in Japanese, so hopefully soon. This is a series. We have a queen. She worked so hard to get where she is today because she's a little bit scared to talk in front of people. Instead of being a very social butterfly, she instead worked in the background to support the king and the kingdom to the best of her abilities. Nobody appreciated her because they saw her shyness as her sitting at home doing nothing. So the king divorced her basically the second he found somebody he liked a little bit more than her. And she understood, like, nobody here wants me here. My husband obviously doesn't care for me. Like, why would I stay here? So when he divorces her or announces that he wants to divorce her, she goes, okay, bye. And she leaves. Everybody's kind of surprised that she really didn't put up a fuss, but like, why would she, you know? So she travels back, not to her home because she's not welcome there anymore, but to her grandparents' home. And she treks so far to get there. She makes it there, and she just like takes a deep breath, and goes, "Oh, I worked so hard to get here, but I'm free finally." Because she had really, really been working hard every waking minute while she was the queen, and it's just hit her now that she's back in her grandparents' house that like she has zero responsibilities now. She can do literally whatever she wants. So what does she want to do? And then that's where the volume ends. This one, or the chapter ends. This one, it's the male lead isn't even introduced in the first chapter. So I do think this is going to be a slow burn one, but I am interested. I do like that it's like she's absolved of all of her responsibilities. She put in the hard work. She showed that she is a hard worker. If they don't appreciate her, they don't deserve her. So bye. And she knew to step away. I really like that about her. I think she's strong. I am interested in seeing where she goes from here. If like there's definitely going to be a male lead. I know he's like white hair. He's on one of the covers. But I'm hoping that he treats her well and that they have like a equal relationship this time. Fingers crossed. She doesn't need a man though. I'd be happy if it was just her by herself too. Next one I read is called High Spec Bengoshi と同居生活は最低で最高です. This one is interesting. I'll say I did really enjoy the sample. There are currently 8 volumes published, and it's a dessert series, and I didn't even know about it. It's a little bit embarrassing for me, but that's okay. So this is a series about a girl who really wants a serious relationship, but she's never been able to have a serious relationship. The one like relationship that she did have, she was the other woman. So like naturally she's kind of bummed. She doesn't realize why the only men that go for her are scum. And she has this hangout spot at a bar where she has a couple, I'll say like drinking buddies, like they're kind of just acquaintances. One of them's a normal woman, and one of them is a man who is like scum. So he gives her like scum's opinion, I'll say, where like she needs that perspective. So they have an interesting relationship. And he roots for her, like he wants her to be happy. And she goes to one more mixer where she actually does find a seemingly nice man. They go on a date. He asks her out. She says yes. Everything's going good. He's abusive. He's worse than the scummy guy who's just looking for one night stands. He's a crazy abusive man. When she tries to break up with him, he stalks her. He's like the scariest man ever. So her drinking buddy has to step in 2 times on 2 separate occasions because he's physically abusive with her too, even after she tried to break it off with him. Like she said, like, I want to break up. He goes, no, and he just thinks they're still dating, like he's crazy. So the drinking buddy has to step in 2 separate times, and the crazy ex still doesn't understand that he's an ex. And the drinking buddy says, like, actually, she could sue you for this, and you would go to jail. Because turns out I'm a lawyer and I know what I'm talking about. So the crazy ex goes away for now, but the lawyer, scummy man, scummy drinking buddy, tells our female lead, like, hey, that guy's gonna be stalking you probably for the next like year. Like, you should move in with me, pretend to be my girlfriend, teach me what women like. And she goes, okay. So in order, it's a win-win situation because the ex does indeed stalk her for a while, and she needs protection. And what better protection is there than living with a lawyer, really? So she gets that protection, and the lawyer really wants to understand how women want to be treated in relationships because he is scummy, but he doesn't really understand why he's being seen as scummy. So them being together, they can help each other out, and it's a mutually beneficial relationship. And I thought it was interesting. She's not my favorite female lead out of everything I've read last week, but I am interested in their dynamic. I think they're funny. I like a good contract relationship, apparently. And this is the first adult, like non-high school contract relationship series that I can remember reading. So I want to see where it goes. This is one I'll probably read digitally, not physically, at least for the first volume, just to see if I do indeed like it or not. Next one, and it's called Zaha no Koi. This one has only 1 volume out, so it's pretty new. There's either going to be 2 or 3 volumes. I don't know which yet. It's so sad. It's about this man. He's a vampire. And a long, long time ago, he had this woman that he loved. Like, she taught him how to love. Okay, spoilers, because I'm sad and I want to talk about it. This is just spoilers for chapter 1. So he told her he loved her, or no, he didn't tell her he loved her, sorry. But he loved her so much, and he's a vampire. She didn't know that. And they're hanging out inside all the time. She's giving him refuge. They're talking. And she says, hey, like, why don't you meet me out here at like 5 a.m.? He goes, perfect, let's meet out there. And he goes out there, and it's like a dock at sea. And I'm assuming it was like 5 a.m. ish. And it's when the sun starts to come up because she didn't tell him, but she wanted to watch the sunrise with him. And he got there first because he wanted to wait with her. And as the sun was starting to come up, he couldn't run away, and he turned to ash because he's a vampire. And the sun turns him to ash. And she got there not too long later, and she's looking around for him, and she thinks he ditched her, but he didn't ditch her. He turned to ash because he was waiting for her, and she wanted to watch the sunset together or the sunrise together, but they couldn't. It's so sad. And it turns out that when vampires turn to ash, they don't, like, they're still alive. They're just in ash form. And just out of pure will, he was able to, over like tens and tens of years, put himself back into like a human, like a vampire form. So he's back, but it's been years, like tens of years. He doesn't know where this girl is. So he goes to town and he's searching for her. And he finds the house that he thinks she lives at, knocks on the door, asks for her. They're like, I don't know, like, sorry, no, you weirdo, go away. And he's so sad, so sad, walking around town, doesn't know what to do, can't find her. Like, she's his reason for living and he can't find her. He runs into a kid and he explains the situation. And the kid goes, that's probably my older sister. Like, let me help you out. and the vampire gets some hope, and the little girl walks him back to her house, and he sees her, and it's not the girl's sister, it's the girl's grandmother, because he's a vampire. It's been like tens of years. And he goes to the grandmother and he's like, do you remember me? And she's like, yeah, like let's have a drink. And then she invites him in. That's where the chapter ends. I could cry. That's so sad. It's so sad. But that's what this is about. I could cry. I need to finish it. I'm gonna sob as I read it. I don't know if it's happy or sad ending. I think it's gonna be a sad ending because he's immortal and she's already a grandma. I don't like sad stories, but I'm really, really invested in this one and I want to know what happens. So I'm gonna read it. I think I'd like to read the physical for this one just because it makes me so sad. Okay, next one is called not. This one's not sad, thankfully. It's called Tensei Cinderella wa Gurasu no Kutsu o Hakitakunai, or the reincarnated Cinderella does not want to wear her glass slippers. This is a one-shot anthology series. It's all by the same two authors, I'm pretty sure, as far as I could tell. This one retells 3 stories. They are Snow White, The Little Mermaid, and Cinderella. In the sample I read, it was like the first chapter and a half. It covers the majority of the Snow White tale, and it's all like girls being reincarnated as the lead female in these classic Disney stories. And the twist is there's extra handsome men in it. Okay, it's a fantastic twist. And I just read the majority of Snow White. Really, really interesting. You know the story of Snow White. It's basically the same, only this time the hunter that is hired by the queen, this time is like a stupid handsome man. And he just so happens to live with the 7 dwarves. Like he forces his way to into the 7 dwarves' house. They have to live with him, and he allows Snow White to live there, and he takes a great interest in her. And she's just thinking, like, I know the story of Snow White. I need to leave. Like, I need to. She has a plan, but the hunter is like, I like you. Like, make me your plan. And that's I don't know how it ends because I just read the sample, but I will be getting the physical for this one. The art is gorgeous, and I like Disney and I like handsome men. This is just everything I like all wrapped up into one. Okay, very last one that I read. This one, it's typically I'm not a big fan of this imprint, but the story, I don't know, I'm gonna follow it. It's called Hajimete no Oniichan. This one's a wild one. So we have a couple who were dating in middle school. She's a year younger than him. She thinks they're happy. One day, all of a sudden, he breaks up with her. She's devastated. Like, so sad. She really thought they were in love. A few years later, they're in high school. Her mom is getting remarried. Just so happens to be this boy's dad. It's another step siblings. He knew it was gonna happen before she found out, like the day. Like, by the way, this is your new stepbrother. She's not happy at all. He is thrilled. It turns out he's been like madly in love with her forever. And according to him, okay, he's weird. According to him, relationships start and end so easily, like romantic relationships. Families forever. He's a weirdo. So he thinks, like, he was so scared of dating her because he liked her so much. He was so scared that one day if they broke up, he'd be heartbroken. When he found out that they were going to be like step siblings, he figured, I can protect her as her stepbrother for the rest of her life. This is beautiful. This is perfect. And he's just he's insane. He's a psycho, but he's an entertaining crazy person, and I'm kind of enjoying it. She's really annoyed because, like, why would you break up with me if you liked me still? Like, this is weird. She threatens to tell her parents that, like, by the way, we used to date, because the parents don't know, because clearly they would do something about it if they knew. And it just talks about their really, really strange relationship. I don't know how it's gonna go. It's really funny. The art is pretty. So I'll be reading this one digitally, at least for the first chapter, just to see, because I'm interested in where it goes. But he's weird. Like, he starts off so stoic, and then the second it's revealed that he like actually has feelings for her, he's down bad, like really, really fast. He makes it really obvious, and it's just funny. He like completely stalks her and he doesn't realize why it's weird that he's stalking her until she straight up says, like, go away. Like, it's just really funny. I like a comedy series. It is kind of strange. I'm not liking the amount of like step sibling like content that I'm seeing. I'm not searching for it. It's just finding me for some reason. I'm not liking that, but it's funny. So we'll see. I don't know who's asking for this though. But yeah, that's everything that I read digitally. If you want to see any, like, I have much more in depth reviews on my blog if you're interested. Most of them have already been posted. Some of them will be posted later this week. Everything I talked about in this video. And yeah, that's everything.